Yo guys, what's up? We're on Koli's podcast once again. This time we're not on the streets, we are sitting down. It's couch talks. You know how it goes. Spongiseni Junior Babala right here, Chabi Kiche as it is. Behind the cam, you know who it is. Koli OG behind the cam. Still vote to vote, guys. You know, we're still doing this thing. We're still asking questions to the citizens of South Africa. What do they think about the elections that are coming on May? And right now I got a Frotmaniaka next to me. He's gonna introduce himself, then we go straight into it. You know how it goes. Chaman.
Yeah.
Blessed man.
Yes.
How are you, my lord?
How did Lord?
Blessed, my lord. Just tell the people who you are out there.
Yeah. I'm an Rastaman living here in Ward 26. I name is Ras Victor Tolo. Yes, I. Now featuring Chabi Kids and his cam man. We are about to speak about the pressing issues in our economy.
Most def.
Yeah.
So, my lord, guess I talked before, and you were telling me about the elections that are coming, that they're going to be ballots, and you were telling me about educational awareness of elections and voting. Like, people should be educated and know what's going to happen when they go and register. Obviously they've registered now. What's going to happen when you go and vote is going to be 3 ballots. Can you just give me a short briefing of what's going to happen on the day of voting? What will people be looking towards when they go to these places, these stations of voting?
Yeah. This time we're going to hold different votes, though they are not different, but they just differ because we'll be having 3 pilots this time. One, it will be national pilot, and then the second one, it will be provincial pilot, and then the third one, it will be the independent one, of which is you still vote for the party that you love in these 3 ballot papers. You will find the party that you love in these 3 ballot papers. For instance, if you are a man of people's movement, e.g., because as my people said, they are not promoting any party. I'm just making an e.g. You will find the people's movement in national, and people's movement in provincial, and people's movement in independent.
So you're telling me that when I go and vote on that day of voting, I'm going to be putting 3 X's that day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You'll be putting 3 X's.
Okay.
But 3 X's into one party.
Okay.
Should you put 3 X's into different parties, that ballot paper will regard it as spoiled, and then they will throw it away.
Okay, so I must only put X on one paper.
Yeah.
So what do I have to have in my pockets? What do I have to carry around when I go there? Because some people probably forget some documents or maybe an ID or something. What do I have to have when I'm going to go place my vote?
I think we'll be having the votes under the Independent Electoral Commission, which it has to put some resources. The thing that you need to have with you, it has to be your ID, your green barcoded ID or a smart card when you go there, because they will be scanning you. Of a pen to mark there, I guess it will be provided in the ballot booth, as well as a ballot paper.
Okay. So, are there going to be people that can assist you there if you get lost? Or the people that are going to be put in place to help you out, find your way through all of those 3 ballots and everything?
Yes, there are people who will be put there. Those people will be the party agents, most of them, and then the presiding officers of the IEC. They will be there. They are the ones that they will be advising the people. Yes, if you don't know you don't see your party in your ballot paper, there will be the party agents for every party in a voting stage. Each and every voting stage, party, it has to send its party agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, my lord, I just want to ask you, going deep into the questions now, like questions that affect us. I'm going to start with big issue in South Africa right now, especially in the last year and also this year: crime.
Yeah.
Crime has risen terribly. As the stats that I was researching, they say crime has risen a lot in Johannesburg. Crime has gone crazy in Johannesburg. I mean, when I look at my stats right now, they say since February 16 February 2024, there's been 7,710 murders. There's been 15,284 sexual offenses. There's been 7,927 attempted murders. There's been 52,965 assaults, and there's been 6,260 robberies. So let's talk about crime. I want to ask you, how does crime affect the economy? How does crime affect the country? And as a member of the leading party right now, what are the plans if they do win again? What are the plans that they probably have as a member? I don't want to mention any names. You can, but as the member of the leading party right now, you are a member of that leading party right now. What plans do they have put in place? So how does crime affect South Africa, and what plans do they have to help?
Yeah, my lord. As a member of a ruling party right now, an active member of ANC, yes, crime, it affects our economy in a negative impact. Yeah, the stats that you gave right now, they are so high. Crime, it tells that the crime is risen so high.
Because my lord, because from 2012 and 13, the stats were at 16,213. Now, from 2021 to 2022, the stats rose to 25,181, and now they've also risen right now. So, on that point, like you're saying, the stats have gone up.
Yeah, man. So, as a ruling party, it expects the law enforcement that have been put to take care about the crime in our community. But as we are speaking about the crime, crime is something that you can never see, that this man is thinking, what does he think, you see? And then of crime, it has to be us, the community, working together with the law enforcement.
But don't we have things put in place? Zikhona izinto ezibhekiwe, ama obopanyaza, the people that are the wardens, the crime fighters, also local crime fighters there. But are they given training? Are those people given training? Or they just been placed there in jail?
Yeah, I was still coming on that point, that as community, even now, the ruling party is urging the community to have the neighborhood patrollers. As we can see in our wards, we do have the men's forum, neighborhood patrollers, also the SAPS. Those people are the ones that they have to work together to ease in the crime in our community.
But do you think
crime is keep on growing while those resources has been
put in place?
Implemented. Now it's on the community, because some of the criminals, we do live with them in our houses. We know them, and they tell us when they are going to their missions. It's just that we do not report them in time. That is why now crime is like this. And another thing of the people who are not having the documents in our country. As we we recently seen one of the territories around here is, maybe if it's not here in Johannesburg, it has to be in where's that place in Northwest, where last night, or if it's not last night, 2 nights ago, there were a shooting of gangs where illegal miners are fighting.
And it's a big issue in South Africa.
It's a big issue in South Africa right now, where the illegal miners are controlling this country now. Our country is under siege of the illegal miners, which they are ones who are contributing in the raising number of crime in this country right now. Yes, as we are heading to elections, I do have a strong belief that when after elections, our government will able to see that it needs to intensify their force in fighting against crime, because crime is growing high these days. And then it's not to say crime is from elsewhere. The criminals, we are living with them in our community.
And as you were saying, because I wanted to go to this point of foreign nationals. We're not saying that all foreign nationals are criminals.
Yes.
We're not saying all foreign nationals should be kicked out, but you should have the right documentation, because the stats that I'm seeing here, Census just showed that in 2022, 2.4 million immigrants are here in South Africa. That's 3% of the population in our country. That's the people that are here with paperwork.
Yeah.
The illegal one are reaching 2.5 million. Between 2.5 million to 5 million. So there's actually more illegal foreigners here than there are legal ones. I want to ask you, as a person who believes in change, a person who believes in politics can bring change, I just want to ask you, what is a way that we can do? We saw Donald Trump in the US talking about building a wall, talking about strengthening the borders in America. I want to ask you in South Africa, we don't have to copy, but I want to ask you, what could we do as South Africans to fight that issue? Because they come in without paperwork.
Yes, yeah, the issue of building the walls and the illegal immigrants. Yes, we see it. But I don't think by building the wall it will be necessarily a solution into this. What we need to do is to be strong in the borders. We need to employ strong law enforcement in the borders, intensify our law enforcement in the borders, so then at least when the people come in, they can produce their document and then be allowed legally to come in.
But I want to ask you, my lord, you say that, but this ruling party right now has been ruling since 1994.
Yeah.
And now it's 30 years they've been ruling. And you're telling me they haven't actually come up with a plan to fight that? I mean, how is it possible that it's like finding a woman? For 30 years we're in a marriage, she doesn't love me. Is she going to love me after 30 years now? It can't be possible. So why can't ANC do things earlier on? Why can't the ruling party do things earlier on than right now? Because right now it's worse now.
Yeah, you see, my brother, as you say, 30 years we enjoying the freedom in this country. Yeah, 30 years from 300 years, which has been led by the apartheid government, is another issue, which means 30 years we still have a short term. We still held this country for a short. In all these things, we were still trying to build the policies like to have the land, because in the issues of immigrants, it's not the issue of long ago, it's the issue of right now for our country to be like flooded like this with immigration. Initially, yes, they were coming, but it was easy. It was not like now.
As much as now.
As some of them were pressed by the sanctions from the outside world. That is why now they flooded in our country. Now, of which is our country, still need to sit down and negotiate with the president of our neighboring countries how to handle the issues like this. As you're saying, why we shouldn't deal with this in these 30 years. In these 30 years, we were still fighting the issue of land issues in our country, where the majority of our people, they do not have land right now, while the land is there, the land of their ancestors. No, we didn't have enough time to concede and deal with the issue of immigration, because if we speak truly, we never suffered immigration like this, like in these 10 years we are in right now.
Can I ask you a question, my lord? You know, the biggest issue when it comes to immigration, do you know what it is? It's not that people are coming in our country. The biggest issue with immigration is that they're coming into our country and taking our jobs. Now, I want to ask on that point of view, because my research shows that in the private sector, 75% of the people that are employed by the private sector. 75%.
Yeah.
And the most employed sector in employment is agriculture. Now, I want to ask, like, those stats, but there's so many of the youth that's not working, and there's so many people from outside, the aliens that are here in South Africa that are working without even paperwork. So how can we control that? Because mostly it's in the private sector that these people have been hired. How can the government control that? Because the youth is crying a lot ngendaba yokuthi asithola ispan ngabantu bangaphandle, because asisho ukuthi bavaye mara thina sifuna ukuthola ispan because singaba lapha uyabona, we from here, so we want to work.
Yeah, my brother, I hear you on that point of they are taking our jobs and no, me according to the way I did read the things, I've seen that 45% of our jobs here in South Africa have been created by immigrations. The thing is now, maybe the people are looking at the color of the skin, because plenty jobs here, if you can check them, are from out there, from Germany, from Paris,
So,
from China,
investments from overseas.
You see, and then we can never come and tell, say, the immigration or people from out, they are taking our job. We see the people from out bringing our jobs in here. Yes. Maybe you, my brother, we need to rectify the thing of local economy, like our sponsors. Yeah, they are the ones that maybe we need to speak about, that they must come back unto us.
Sorry, my lord,
because we can see plenty of those economic drive have been held by our African brothers. Not to say we can say is they are immigrants in that way.
But we've made it a norm. We've made it a norm now that the spaza shops, the local sellers on the streets, the vegetables are not people from South Africa. And it seems like we've made it a norm because now we're used to that. I mean, that's another thing we need to fight. I mean, people build garages and then they put in foreign nationals to open shops. People sell RDPs that were not supposed to be sold. I mean, how we're supposed to fight that? Because that's another question I'm going to come to a bit later, corruption. How we're supposed to fight those foreign nationals like that? Because the more they're going to be relaxed in South Africa, the more they're going to come. Yeah,
if you can check those foreign nationals, bruh, if as you're saying, a garage are being built and then foreign nationals are being employed to come and open the shops in there. And then who's going to employ our people, that particular person, for them to work in that shop? That is why I do not have that. I'm not shaken by the foreign nations in our economy. Of us, what I see us to dwell in the skills development a lot. Our youth need to develop, need to dwell in the skills development a lot, so then they can empower themselves to can produce the things. They can be productive if they have skill. You see, because these foreign nations, some of them, they're carrying a lot of skills that they can even share with our youth here to can take our economy forward. Of our thing is to build the skills and consider education a lot.
That's another question I want to come to, my lord, when you're talking about building skills, because to me it seems like government doesn't really focus on youth. As we see, the youth right now are smoking drugs, making children, carrying guns and causing crime, because the youth have no option right now. There aren't too many places like that are put in hand, unless that I have to go to school, and also school as well. I have to pay school fees. I mean, there aren't places where they put, just like the youth league of the ruling party. Like, the last time I've heard big news about the youth league of the ruling party was when a man called Julius Malema was running the youth league, and it had this hype. But lately, the youth league, it doesn't seem like there is a youth league. Lots of people don't probably even know who the president of the youth league is. People, just please go to the comment section and tell me who the youth league president is right now. My lord won't mention it. We want to know if you guys actually know the youth league president. But I want to know, my lord, what is the ruling party putting in place for the youth to actually now to have more programs and solid programs, not these programs for 6 months or 12 months, but solid programs?
Yeah, my lord, you see, when you come on a youth league, you ask about who's the president of the youth league. Yeah, I see the youth league of 2024. It's been rising as the young lions of 1955, my lord. The ones that I know them, the ones that they brought a freedom charter in this country. The Youth League of 2024, it has a president. The president of Youth League of ANC of 2024 his name is Colin Malachi.
Okay.
A vibrant young lion that I've seen. Even I've heard him last week. He had a rally of youth in a Peter Mokaba Stadium somewhere there, and then he was speaking about to introduce 60% of youth in the parliament. Right now is on a policy of a youth league.
So what is that youth like? Which age group is that youth that he wants to introduce? Which age group when he says youth?
He speak about from 18 between 18 and 35.
35.
Yes.
That issue, I just want to go to that, my lord. Before we go deeper into this, there is this issue, Uguti. There aren't jobs, right? There aren't opportunities, right? And people are getting closer to 35 years. Do you think that age limit is still valid right now in South Africa, or is it possible if they can increase it to 40?
Yes, that one we must bring it into debate, make it a proposal even, so then our government it can understand that also the people who are above 35, they still need those jobs.
Exactly.
They have to work, they have to be responsible for their families, because even these ones of age 35 to go down, when they had jobs, sometimes they become negligent. Even they drink a lot, they abuse the money in a way that you find they have their parents at home, they get a lot of money, but they don't support in time at home, for they still want to support their youth life at the taverns and at the streets. You see, the youth of nowadays, I will urge the youth of nowadays to dwell a lot in a digital economy these days. They must teach themselves this thing of digital economy.
I just want to go
making money from these things,
because I wanted to ask
cell phones and investing in these things of the cryptocurrencies.
Yeah,
you see,
so like money now is digital.
Money now is digital.
It's no longer like physical.
It's no longer
like
physical.
Our phones, our laptops. It's not just to watch movies and play music.
It's our bank cards.
It's our bank cards.
They can create a lot of money for us. You see, and then what I see unto this youth of these days, they don't want to do for sure anything, more especially South African youth. I'm not saying they are lazy. Majority of youth, yes, we can see the passing rate at school in 1994 to 2004. The passing rate is different from 2004 to 2024. Passing rate is more different, because now we can see we can come up with 83% of passing rate. Yeah, so it says that a majority of youth, they are working towards their studies, but there is other youth that are not doing anything. That youth, our ruling government, he saw them as NEET, not at education, employment, or any training. Yeah, there are those youth now are using much of drugs, drinking
crime.
a lot, crime, because they are incompetent. They are doing nothing. They are not politicians. They are not active. They are not active. They are not at school. They are not in employment. They are not training. So there are those people who are contributing in crime, poverty, inequality. Because if I was listening to our premier, Mr. Panyaza Lesufi, right now, he say he no want to see any law over here in this province of Gauteng. All the lovers, they must go to the TVET colleges, go report it themselves, their standard, their grades.
But what programs are put there to take those guys that are in the what programs is there? What initiatives are there to get these people going to those TVET college, to get those people going to those programs?
Yeah, in the TVET colleges, we have N levels. N levels are helping the kids who didn't pass maybe their grade 10s well, who didn't do well in their grade 11s matrix, and then they started them afresh. They instilled them the skills there, electricians, plumbers, they are there, my lord. If you can go in our local TVET there, in the name of East Dingo College, you will find that they are helping the kids for sure to can start their careers.
But my lord, there's this issue where people say, okay, I'm going to school, I do get that degree, I do get that diploma, I do get that certificate. There's no job opportunities. There's no opportunities out there. So what's the use of me actually going there if I'm going to still come back and sit down?
Yeah, my lord. You see, the works of nowadays are getting slim. Why are getting slim? It's because of this technological innovation. Technological innovation, it has brought the problems in our lives, because now most of the jobs have been produced out of artificial intelligence. So whereby our people, they will never have the opportunities to can work. For instance, my brother, the phone that I'm having now, we can speak about the pouch that is covering the phone. The pouch that is covering my phone has been made out of a CNC machine. They made 1,000 pouches in a second out of a machine, in the name of CNC machine. That particular machine, my brother, if you are a owner of a company, you having that machine, for sure, my brother, you won't regret to have that machine, because that machine, it will be productive in time. It will give you the monies that you want, anytime, anyhow, anywhere. So that's the problem that we are having. Technological innovation is the one.
So the kids must focus more on digital and technology, in courses that have to do with digital and technology, to get good jobs. So my lord, I just wanted to go to another question here, something that is valuable. I don't know if it's an issue. It helps, right? But it also causes issues. The grant, especially children's grants. Right now, the National Treasury estimates that it will spend 266.21 billion rand on social grants in 2024-2025. That's 3.6% of the GDP. That's an increase from 2024, which was 250.97 billion rand. Let me just repeat that again in case people didn't hear. The national grant, the National Treasury is spending 266.21 billion rand on social grants. That's a lot of money, my lord.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, but it does help. But we have that issue, like you were talking about that when we were talking about jobs. You said the youth, the young youth from 35 going down, they get these jobs and then they start drinking a lot. They start taking drugs and igniting and not using the money wisely. We also have an issue when it comes to people with grant. People get the grant, we see them in clubs drinking grant abantwana, spending grant unnecessarily. I actually had, I don't know if I had this conversation with you before or I had it with who, but I was like, why don't le grant le abantwana inikwe ifakwe umntwana makaqeda ukuzalwa ifakwe e-accountini yomntwana up until ana 18 years and then khana azoyithola. The parent, ngomthetho, a parent needs to find a way to support umntwana wakhe. I'm not saying just because I'm being evil or anything, but I'm saying like ubaba umntwana no mama umntwana, they need to go. If you can make a child, then you responsible, then usokhulile enough ukuthi ungaphuma lapha ya uyofuna umsebenzi. And in le mali grant umntwana uzoenjoya yena makaqeda i-matric after 18. That's just my point of view. But what's your point of view on grants, my lord? The positive side and the negative side.
Yeah, you see, some my lord, on the grants, some of the grants are not permanent. They are just there to ease in the life of the people. They are the distressed grant, like this one of 350. It's not a permanent thing, because it was introduced in the time when the country was under pressure from COVID. People lost jobs, lost livelihoods, so the country has to, at least since we are under the government that is working for its own people, they had to ease in that poverty by issuing the social distress grant. So now in our community, that social grant is seemed to be something that it is in poverty in a way that Even now recently we did hosted the president here in this ward. I've heard the people asking the president, telling him that could he at least increase that 350 a little bit, you see. And also we did hear from him, president, telling us that the people are always asking him that he must increase that little 350. Yeah. And then for sure, even me, I'm asking him to increase that little 350. For I've seen it, that little 350 easing the poverty. Many people that I'm living with, they are in need of that money. They are using it for sure. Where we have the people, they will live or will go to sleep without food. Some they will even take a bath without soap. At least that 350, it contribute unto buying those little things.
But doesn't it cause an issue, my lord? The more this thing is going to increase, it's going to be a norm, and one day it's going to just constantly increase to a point. Doesn't it make doesn't it make the South Africans lazy? We would say, okay, now we're getting money because I'm breathing, or I'm getting money because I'm not working. So now let's just say, example, what if 350 one day ends up being 3,000? You know, won't that make a person be like, hey, I'm getting 3,000 a month just because I'm a South African? Why do I need to go and work? Why do I need to go and have a hassle of making CVs? More government 3,000 per month. I'm just saying an example of if we're going to constantly increase it. You know, doesn't that make us lazy as South Africans? We no longer want to grind out and work hard enough to get what we want. Instead of now, we want to be baby fed. Yeah, I'm on baby feeding.
My lord, I hear you. It's not to say that you will be the baby fat or we are lazy or we don't want to do on our own. You see, here in this world, my brother, our forefathers have fought a lot for us, this generation today, to live the life that we are living. My lord, as we are the children born under Freedom Charter, Your Majesty, it spoils the people, if I can tell you. It spoils the whole country. Freedom Charter, it gives the people money. It gives the people land. It gives the people freedom. It gives the people everything that they never had, even the things that they never worked for. Freedom Charter now is have 10 clauses. When I listened, they said initially it was having 12 to 13 clauses in it. Those clauses were speaking about the old man. When he's old, he must go there by post office and go get a bicycle and that donkey beard, that walking stick of them, and a jazz and a hat. Also, her mommy must go and get a Sianamarela, Dugu, and all this. Freedom Charter gives the people houses. It is for the first time I hear the country that can build 4.7 million houses. Each house has been built with 160,000. And then those houses have been given the people for free. And even me, I'm one of those people who have been given the house for free.
Then we go back to that thing of those houses we were given for free, but then we go and sell them. That's the issue that's happening right now. We've seen that happening a lot right now. I've worked in a law firm, no mentioning names. I've worked in a law firm and I've seen contracts and paperwork of many RDPs being sold. How can government fight that and control that? Because these RDPs are being sold to foreign nationals, even worse.
You see, my lord, corruption, it will be always corruption. We can fight, try to stop it. Corruption is happening in many ways. You can prevent it this way, it will arrive this side. You see, because when someone is been given a house for free of 160,000 and he cares to sell that house and take this money, go drink it, wear RMs, wear Cavelas with that money. You see, it shows that this particular person is irresponsible even about himself. He don't care. But the thing is, the South African government, it does care about their people. Is what I can say. Because now, if we check in the continent, It's in South Africa where a young man is given a house, they give him a social grant, even they give his baby a money, where he did quit that baby, did drop that baby, left that baby there, and that baby is earn money for himself. So you see those things. South African government, actually, I wanna say South Africa is heaven in
Africa,
in earth.
Oh, okay.
In earth, because if you can see now, we were crying about foreign nationals.
Yes, heaven in earth.
Yeah, each and every man now is dreaming to come South Africa in all over the world. If you can see right now, the wars in the borders of Moscow. Do you think the people, what do they think there? They think to come in South Africa. In South Africa, they have been protected by Freedom Charter. Ain't no foreign man here is running. Foreign people, they come in this country, open the businesses and live good life. So that is why I'm saying it's heaven in earth, this country we are at. Their kids, they are right when they give their kids their 350s and houses.
So you saying 350 must Kopoga?
Yeah, 350 must.
How much do you think it should be? Just like for it to be something solid, yeah. How much do you think it should be?
Yeah, because these ones now, they are inactive, incompetent, they don't want to do anything.
They smoke this money.
They smoke
drink
this money. And then later, if we can just give them 500.
Okay.
And
so when you give them 500, they're not going to smoke even more. They're going to do something much better than 350. That's just an increase of 150.
Yeah, with this money, it's not everyone who's smoking. Those who are not smoking, they will use it in a right way.
Okay.
Yeah. Those who are smoking, and then indeed right now smoking is expensive here in our community. If I listen, this thing of smoking, they are going expensive. He will smoke on that few days when he have that 500, but it won't last him for the whole month. And then those who are using it in a right way, at least we are still urging our government to fight this thing of what you call this thing of cost of living. Cost of living, it must be come down. If it can come down, these ones who are using this money in a right way, they will able to buy at least the groceries at the shops.
So my lord, speaking about drugs, my research also shows here that 15% of South Africans, estimated 15% of South Africans on drugs. Whites and blacks are the most highest consumers of drugs in Gauteng and in Mpumalanga, and coloureds are the most highest consumers of drugs in Eastern Cape and Western Cape. So what has the government put in place to fight drugs? I mean, we're trying to fight crime, but drugs are also another issue. What do you think government should put in place, or what have they put in place to fight idagamiso in our country, and how they are imported into our country?
Yeah, my brother. As you're saying, you see the thing of drugs imported in our country. In Gauteng, Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, he did introduce this thing of amapanya-panya, of which is we see them, they are moving around as a green beans. Those are the ones that the community has to report unto them if they see someone who's controlling drugs in the community, because people who are controlling drugs in our community are well known, are being
but
seen
that's the issue
every day.
Corruption, because those people for Panyaza and Kulumitrinis from last time, mina ebusuku ngibabona bahamba ngale taxi yabo enkulu, and that's all they travel with. They're not on the streets, they're not walking in groups on the streets making sure. People are still being shot during the night, people are still being robbed during the night, even during the day. So what are these people actually there for? Because all they're doing is just driving in those cars and stopping and searching people. They're not on the streets walking and actually helping us out. All that corruption. And number two, it is they also take easy, because like you say, we know those people that are selling drugs, but how come they're not being arrested? How come there's no warrants to go to so invader the places and actually find out what drugs they are selling? Those people, we know them, but when the Panyaza people go there, they go outside there and then they take whatever they take and they leave, and tomorrow the guy's still selling. Where is the law enforcement? Where is the strictness of law enforcement?
Yeah, you see, corruption, my brother, is high in this country, my brother. Money, corruption. People are being bribed for the wrong things to carry on. You see, because police are being receiving money from the people who are selling drugs. But me, what I see is if our government can just strive to at least improve the salaries of the work enforcement, of the law enforcement, I mean to say. If the police, SAPS, can at least earn a little bit higher, so then they can never have a reason to receive these little briberies. Because some of these policy, if I check them, it's because maybe they earn less money.
But my lord, I need to stop you right there. Like it kind of, from my point of view, it doesn't make sense, because you say they need to increase the money, but government already is giving lo muntu umntwana wakhe i-grant, ne? Unika umzali walo muntu lo sebenzela ilento le ama green peas i-grant, and then nakhona you're getting paid whatever they're getting paid. But how much should government spend all the time? I mean, so guys, you know, my lord, there's something, the reason I call you my lord, blessed is you, Chairman Rastafari. And that's the question we were talking about once we just took a break. Rastas, I've never seen a Rasta. I mean, as old as I am right now, I've never seen a Rasta in parliament. I've never seen Rastas push programs and stuff that have to do with community stuff. Rastas seem like a society that is compact just to themselves. I mean, I just want to ask you, like, do you think Rastas should be more involved in parliament? Should we see a Rastafarian there? Should also the customs and stuff be legislated, and also laws should be put there for Rastas ukuthi babe freely? I know they say weed is legal and all that stuff, but Rastafarian is not only about ganja. Rastafarian, there's a lot of things that happen there in religion, traditionally, and customs. So I just want to ask you, as a German, what would you want to see as a German when it comes to Rastafarianism, before we just shut it down?
Yeah, my lord, yeah, that's a Irish question. Yeah, you see, when we come to Rastaman, even Pop Marley, he said, stand up, get up, stand up, and fight for your rights. Yeah, my brother, if you can remember, we did once even read about Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was going alone, prophesizing the equal rights and justice for the black nation in the northern Atlanta. Truly, we need the Rasta people to represent us in the parliament. In the parliament is where we got to fight for our rights. Indeed, we've seen Marcus Garvey. He's been representing Rasta people in the parliament, in the political offices. Haile Selassie, the one that the Rasta people, they call themselves with their name, is the man who's been in the parliament, is the man who did form many organizations that now the global, it benefits from those organizations. League of Nations, United Nations, Organization of African Union, which was OAU, now it's been called it's been called African Union, AU. Those organizations has been formed by Haile Selassie himself under parliament. So the Rastas, to my point, they must get up, stand up, and fight for their rights indeed in the parliament. For the Rasta people, they are the most educated people in this world. They are the most knowledgeable people in this world. So if they sit back there and then watch Babylon take every right for himself and put it in the parliament, while them they don't stand up, for sure no one will recognize them. Even Haile Selassie will never recognize them, because Haile Selassie, he want active people, not being active in speaking, disagreeing with the people, opposing the people. Work with the people, show how righteous we are in this thing. Change the policies, because these ones, they introduce the wrong policies. Rastaman is there to introduce good policies for the nation to go on, to carry on.
When it comes to education, there is no standard Rastafarian customs and stuff that are being implemented in schools, books when it comes to language, like our languages in South Africa, as we got 11, I think it's 11, right?
Yeah,
11
now
official,
we
yeah.
have 12,
We have 12 official languages. But Fabian, I haven't read any book. Bob Marley, he's been an inspiration to the whole world. We don't have books of him. Just Marcus Garvey, like you say, Haile Selassie, that's a real powerful man. Okay? Even Nelson Mandela used to know him. Really powerful man. We still don't have books like him in high schools, in primaries, in universities that are being taught. What should we do when it comes to education?
You see, my lord, as I'm saying, is this thing of Rastafari is on the shoulders of Rasta people.
Okay.
Books are there, many books, plenty books that they support Rastafari life. Plenty books are from Ethiopia, been written by Haile Selassie. Here with me in my bag, I do have the wise mind of the emperor.
Okay.
Is the Rastas to stand up and introduce that book in the schools. For the schools, more especially primary levels, they need that book to grow. Without that book, they'll never grow.
What's the book's name?
Wise Mind of the Emperor.
Wise Mind of the Emperor. That's
yes.
the Haile Selassie book, right?
It's been written by Haile Selassie. It's Haile Selassie's speeches in that book. In that book, there are 15 contents in that book, if I'm not mistaken. It's where Haile Selassie teach about peace. He advises the student. He teaches about education. He teaches about work, self-help, independence. It tells about character. It tells about United Nations, international relations, our future and past, development, of which is, when I listen right now, me as a high priest of Rasta people in the orders of Melchizedek, I don't see the Rasta people teaching the people with this book of Haile Selassie. There are many books that have been written by Haile Selassie. Kepra Nikast, some I can check them in my phone. The one that I did able to capture. Plenty books, my lord. Those books, they shall never be introduced in the community, because in the community is righteous people against wicked people. Wicked people are practicing their wicked things. That is why they are introducing their books. Rastaman is there to stand up to introduce his books, even himself. His books are there. He is the one who has to tell the people that mathematics was introduced by Rasta people here to be read.
The first church is from Ethiopia.
The first church was from Ethiopia in the name of Lalibela. It's Rastaman who has to stand up and teach about that church. That we have the church that is never been built but was caved under on top of a rock and goes down by the Rasta people in Ethiopia. Those people, even today, the generation of those people are rewriting their Bible. For the Bible in Ethiopia is 4,000 years before Jesus Christ. Bible in Ethiopia. This new, this King James Version Bible is the new Bible. It finds that Ethiopians, they had their own Bible, ancient Bible. So the generation of Lalibela right now are rewriting Bible on the skin of a goat. Those people are monks in Ethiopia right now.
Well, my lord, we're about to be running out of time right now. There's so much information that we can give each other, and there's so much that we can take. We don't want to overwhelm the people. There's so much that you are giving us today. We might do a part 2, guys. We'll see from the reaction. We might do a part 2. Please also go to the comment section. Let us know. My lord, before I shut it down, I just want you to ask, tell people, Siktola Gupi on Facebook. What's the name on Facebook? And Tolagala Njani, and your information just on Facebook, your name. So if people want to follow you on Facebook, what you follow Waban?
Yeah, in Facebook, I'm Victor Happiness. In a Facebook, in a WhatsApp, I'm using my WhatsApp number.
Do you want to give them your number?
Yes.
Oh, you're
okay.
welcome.
Okay. I'm working for the community.
Because we don't want people stalking you and stuff.
I'm working for the people.
Oh, you're working for the people.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
I'm not afraid of
before we shut it down, you tutoring children in studies. What do you tutor actually? Just to plug.
Yeah, we tutor English, we tutor maths, we tutor science.
Guys, you
Yes.
heard. English, math, science.
Yeah.
He's going to give us his number right now. English, math, science, and
Grade
he's going to
12,
help you.
grade 11, grade 10.
Anywhere in Mkhoba or Barcelona, Nkandla right now. Nkandla, it's the business park le ela e Barcelona. Ungamthola khona momfuna uJaman, or you can find him on that number. He's also from Mkhoba.
Yeah. Can I give the numbers there because
You can give them the numbers.
078 041 6469. That's my WhatsApp number.
Repeat it one more time.
078 041 6469. That's my WhatsApp number.
Yo guys, we don't want you guys to play around here. We're trying to plug people that want help with schoolwork, would want all those three courses. What it is, it's English, it's maths, it's physics.
Science, yeah.
So guys,
pure maths.
we're not looking for you guys to manipulate in number money. We want you guys that want help for all of those things. Use that number wisely and it's going to help you. I know, I trust him. I've seen a lot of kids come here and getting help for maths. So this is a plug right now. Guys, as we're going to shut it down, you know how we do.
Yeah.
You know how we do it with Jaman.
Rastafari.
Blessed.
Give thanks and praise.
Thank you. Guys, you know how we do. I got my Lord right here. He said a lot. We're probably going to do a part 2, like I said. You know how I do. This is Chubby Kid J, aka Spongiseni Junior Babala. Holy OG behind the cam. You know how we doing it. And this is Couch Talk. Shout out. Peace out. We going.